All right, I'm going to play some Tour 6 here and see if we can get some of the holes for the tournament. Looking for City Park and Juniper Point holes. So we got hole 6, par 4. Is this hole 6, par 4? This is hole number 2 of the upcoming Coast to Coast tournament. I just posted a video on this one where I went underneath of the trees and came out there. What I'm really just going to do is try and lay up by the sand. What I don't know is how much topspin to put on so that I'm as close to the sand as possible, but I'm never in the sand. So that'll be the number that I'm going to be working on. So with whatever club you have, whether it be a QB or if you've got an upper developed rock, ideally you want to use a 100% accurate driver here, which will put you in either your QB or your rock, unless you have some monster epic that's way up there. We don't need to do any overpower here to get through, unless you're trying to blast yourself through the trees. Yeah, well, that's where you were aiming. What did you expect? Just trying to get up into this area. So I'm going to just use a marlin on it just to see. Let's do, because we could bring out a low wind ball. See if that's too much if we just do max topspin there. So 1 per ring, we're right at about a 2-ring pull. Let's see if that rolls into the sand. Hitting it perfect. See if that was too much. Very nice. Now the thing about using a marlin is if you bring out a bigger ball, you'll be deeper into your short iron. So with a bigger ball, you'll more than likely be right at minimum club, but I think I'm still going to be pretty dang close to minimum club, even with a marlin. And I would actually rather shoot this at minimum short iron than at maximum wedge from that area. See if they can get it in the hole with their Sahara. We have a big ass headwind, which is not going to be conducive to trying to get it into the hole. Why are you surprised there, dude? You're on the green. What's the problem? What's the problem? So I'm still at minimum club, even though I'm in. What I don't like to do when I'm hitting up against headwind is use a bunch of backspin. Use a little. Minimum club, so it's 2 per ring. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 9. And a little. See if we can hit it perfect. Oh. In that situation, though, if you're going to hit it great one side or the other and it still go in, great to the right was the side because that's you're hitting up against the wind. So got lucky. And in the hole. If you can't be good, be lucky. That's the deal there. I am sure in the tournament we are not going to get an 11-3 headwind coming into this. They're probably going to give us some kind of a tailwind or a slight side wind. But I doubt that the wind's going to be like that. But there's another example of hole number 6. Let's see what we got here. Let's go see if we can get another one. My opponent's making us go all the way back to the beginning. I'm going to have 3 slots here because there are a lot of people right now who are up in Tour 6 practicing. And so the opportunity to get some replays is pretty high. I was playing yesterday and had several people that wanted to replay all the way through. See if we can catch another one of the tournament holes. City Park, hole 9, par 5. Hole 9, City Park. Is this one of the holes? And we're looking for City Park 3, 5, 1, 2, and 6. But not this one. And I'm going to bring a Quasar. Do max and about 1 topspin. I want to be 5 rings off this transitional surface, and I'm going to pull back just a little so I can take the wind out. 2, 6. 100% accurate club. It's about 2.6 rings. Right back to the red line. Max curl. No overpower. Hitting it perfect. Trying to just glide myself right down through the middle without clipping that rough. A little too much, girl. I like to set those shots up. If you guys watch my videos on a regular basis, and for those of you that have watched me for a long time, I really like when I'm shooting my QB and my rock on shots like that is to work the shot out with my club so that I can do a max curl shot. That way it's more of a setup. So you come to that hole, and what you'll find is people will come to this hole, and every time they're in a slightly different spot, and it's so easy to roll into that rough right there. My opponent is bought some of those new balls, and they're immediately out here blowing them. And that Quasar is not going to help me with that 6 headwind. So let's screw around since we're here. See if we can bounce over that sand. See if we can catch the fairway there and bounce over it. Not quite enough. Too much headwind. You could do that with a lot of different areas, but not against the 6 headwind. It's laying that ball down so hard it's not even funny. It always amazes me that people are out. I could see it if this was one of the holes that we're playing in the upcoming tournament, because like maybe you're going to bring out a power 4 ball on that hole, and so coming out and practicing, you're not going to know what to do if you don't bring out the right ball so you can set those shots up. But when we're out here practicing for a tournament and we catch one of the holes that's not in the tournament, blowing a 4 power ball on a shot like this for what amounts to very, peanuts, it always cracks me up. I'm going to try and get as close as I can possibly get to me so that wind has less of a factor, or is less of a factor. Wind should play very little. Very little. Oh, didn't catch it. Close. No cigar. Now you paid money for that ball. And think about that every time you bring out one of those special balls. Bringing out a ball that you can normally buy on a day-to-day basis, a Titan, a Katana, a Kingmaker, bringing out one of those balls, you can replenish those balls, you can buy more. It's not a big deal. But these balls that we pay for, that we actually have to pay hard-earned cash for, it always amazes me why people are burning those balls on there. Southern Pines. This is definitely not one of the holes we're looking for. I go first. This is I'm gonna bring out a Titan on this because I'm gonna try and find that spot out here. What I really would like is this bag right here. So the wind's gonna push me forward 2, 4, 6, 8. So the wind's going to push me all by itself over into that area. So I'm not going to do any overpower on it. I'm just going to let the wind do its thing. And no overpower. Let's see if I can not end up in that sand. Just floating the ball out into that area. Trying to get as close to those shadows as possible. So at 406, that's actually a pretty good area if you've got a big power ball. So normally, like in tournament play, we'll play this with a power 5 ball, but you can get up there with a power 3. The difficulty is not on the first shot here. The difficulty is on the second shot. You can end up out into that area very easily, depending on the wind that you have. We got a super favorable wind there. But the second shot is the shot that blows with a lower powered ball. I've gotten the eagle here many times with, you can do it with a marlin, but I'll tell you, you got to scramble. You got to put yourself in the right spot. And the key is making it over into this area where I'm at right here. So we got a 7-3. I'm going to do a 10%, so that's going to be 8. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of that power back on it. See if I can get myself out of that rough. Hitting it perfect. See if that little 3/4 of a ring of power is enough to pop it out of the rough. Perfect. Il perfecto. My opponents put themselves in a spot of bother with that drive. See how they handle this. I mean, you're in that spot down there. The deal is put yourself in as good a spot that you can. Don't take any risks. Give yourself the opportunity to recover in the best spot possible. They will have a shot at it there, depending on what club they have. If they've got a club that's got a lot of topspin, they will have a shot. That's funny. That's funny. Funny, haha. Let's let our opponent catch up. Maybe we can catch one of those. Maybe we'll catch one of the holes that we're looking for in the shootout. No problem. No problem. See if they can get up. Really want to try and get some of these par 3s and get one of the holes, and there's a couple of the holes that we're actually able to get in Tour 2. Trying to get some of these other holes that we're looking for, these other par 3s. Get a little bit of time and grade on them. Which holes are we looking for here? We're looking for Juniper Point hole number 2. We're looking for City Park hole number 1. And we're looking for Juniper Point hole number 7. Oh. That's fun. That is funny. That's funny. Funny, haha. Come on, dude. Let's play again. Come on. There you go. We're just out here playing. Come on, man. We're all friends. Chip in for fun. Okay, so my one of my teammates did a shot here, and I'm gonna try this shot. I'm gonna take an extra mile. What he did was a max overpower hook shot. I'm gonna try the max overpower hook shot. I'm going to see if I can find the spot that he was in. So we were 2 rings, the second and third, 2 rings in. It was somewhere in that neighborhood right there. Take the wind out. 2, 4, 6, 8. A little less than 4 rings. And I didn't quite get it all. I should have let it go by a couple times. Starting to flash. Need to be in just a little bit from where I was at. I think next time I come on this, the transition between the first cut of the rough and the second cut of the rough, I'm going to put my ball guide absolutely on that spot. And what did I write down on my notes here? They were left on the left-hand side, orange ring off the second and the first and the second cut of the rough. I think I was in that area. A little off, but you can get, if you end up in the rough in the front of all this sand, you can get on from here with a Nirvana. There's Max Club. Two, 4, 6, 7, 4. I don't like that hillside. It'd be safer to bounce it over than to try and hit on that hill. And the reason is if you hit it great to the left or the right and you're on that hill face, it's going to take a huge bounce one direction or the other. Whereas if you bounce it over from the other side, the first bounce is where you're carrying all of your speed. The second bounce, if you hit off a little, it may throw you off trajectory, but usually you're going to end up fairly close to the range that you were looking for. You can see how steep that hill is. It doesn't look that bad when you're at distance, but when you're up there, if you look at it in the image, it doesn't look like it's that bad, but it's bad. That's why when I did the walkthrough, I said that I like to stay as far to the right when you're approaching that as you can, because it's a little teeny bit flatter on the right-hand side. Especially like right in this area right here, if you can bring it around so that you're bringing your ball up like this and you're engaging this portion of it, it's a little bit flatter because it is super steep right here in front. In the hole. Nice shot. Nice shot. Crowd goes wild. Crowd goes wild. Going to a shootout. Let's see if we can get one of the holes we're looking for here. Come on. Come on. Is this one of the holes I think this might be one of the holes we're looking for. I played this hole a bunch of different ways. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna play. I've played this hole where I've done the backspin. I've played this hole a bunch of different ways. I think this is one of the holes that's in the tournament. My opponent did trying to come in a little bit from the left. I'm gonna try and be down here on the right hand side. I think I have a Grizzly in this bag, and so a Grizzly is a new club for this hole, and where we've got better ball guide than we've had in the past. So I'm gonna try coming down really low, kind of wedged up down here in the bottom off my blue ring. Kind of see what kind of look I have at it. Let's get far enough back that I can actually see what my adjustment's doing. Trying to go right at it. 6-3. And that's as close as I can get. So I'm going to do a 10%. So I'm going to do a 7-ring pull. There's 5. There's 6. There's 7. Oh. Anticipation. I know in the past that is a shot that you can do down there where you clip the rough, you clip the fringe, and then it rolls back down onto the green. I've always been a bigger fan of trying to go straight at the cup. Good game. Good game. So I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to play that. I've played that in the past with a Saturn because you have a lot more backspin, so that you have more options going at it. But we'll have to see. I don't know. I haven't decided. Sometimes I play those par threes. You play them the same way because that's the way, and sometimes I'll just pick another spot and then work that spot. That's the cool thing about this game is you don't have to be tied to any one thing. This is definitely one of the tournament holes. Which way's the wind blowing? I'm going to demo the max overpower hook shot here because the deal is might be able to get there. There's no way in hell. Let's see if I can remember where the max overpower hook shot is. So I want to be in this area right here. There's one. I think when it was fully extended, I was right on that transition out in that area. It needs to be this. Take the wind out, which is 2 rings. See if I can hit that light post. See if I caught that area. No, just a little too far out. Maybe it was the first cut out there. There's a transitional line. I'm gonna have to shoot that shot a few times to remember how to do that max overpower hook shot out there. But typically where you end up is I'll clip these rocks out here and I'll end up out in this area in the rough. But I actually like that shot out there in the rough. I think the shot out here, if you've got a Nirvana in your bag, you can get in front of that fairway bunker and you actually can get further up in your second shot into the spot that you want to get from the rough if you've got a Nirvana than you can if you just lay up at the top of the hill. The key thing here is if you lay up to the top and you're having any problems on your second shot of getting over that fairway bunker, you can see how steep it is around the fairway bunker. So just lay it up. Like I'm going to have a hard time getting up into that area. So the whole deal is just lay it up. Just put it up here. Give yourself the second shot. And just lay it up. Why mess with it? And put yourself right in the middle of the fairway. There's no risk. There's no way I'm not going to end up in the fairway there. And give yourself that shot at it. So if you find yourself in a spot of bother, or you find yourself you didn't quite get enough distance, or you found that you were in the rough or the sand up here at the top and you can't get over to the other side of this fairway bunker, just lay it up there. If you hit the shot, if you bring out a power 5 ball and you hit the shot where you just barely limp onto that fairway area, you need a big dog from way back in the back. So if you're up closer to that fairway bunker, you're going to be in your sniper or whatever wood you brought. You'll have a shot. My opponent I think that area right there might be. There's a spot that you can get up there where you can actually get into your short iron range, and I think that might be the spot. There is a backboard here that we can use, so we can come in and try and funnel it towards the cup. 6 miles an hour. I'm at max club. That's 6 rings. There's 5, 6 rings. Oh, I hit it great. Wow, that carried a lot farther than it looked. A lot farther. My opponent's going to have, if you're hitting out here and you don't get over this area my opponent's in is like the prime area. They're right at maximum short iron. So you don't have to get too far where you're in between the sand and the rough, where you got to get up the little arm there. You don't have to get very far up that in order to get into your short iron range. And once again, I'm a bigger fan of trying to go straight to the cup than to try and use that backboard. Hitting it perfect. See if they can get it in the hole. Very nice. Nice shot. Nice shot. Nice shot, man. Nice shot. And from that distance, wind may be a factor. Let's see if we can get that. I don't think wind's going to be a factor. Getting it perfect. In hole. And there was a little teeny bit of wind there. Just a bit. See if my opponent can make this. Always make sure that your tail is sticking through the other side. I know that when you're this close, it's like, I'm not close. But if you just make that thing, that whole glow blue and release, there's a good chance that you're going to end up, you might be in trouble. I've had that happen. I missed a putt where I was, you could have got down on your hands and knees and blown on it, and it would have went in the hole, and I missed the putt. That's sad. Let's see, how do I want to play this? We'll just pick a spot. Where am I at in my club? There's max. I'm about mid club, so it's about 1.75 per ring. So there's 3.5, there's 7. I'm going to do a full ring set. Hit it great to the left. And ended up way off. Not too worried about it. I'm never really that worried about it. I'm going to start streaming here pretty soon. Here, probably in the next couple months, I'm going to start streaming. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to stream the practice round. So I'll play some practice rounds, and I'm going to stream those because they're practice. And then when it comes to the qualifying and the opening round, I'm going to shoot them like I've been shooting, where I shoot each hole individually. That way, if people are looking for stuff on a particular hole, and it gives me videos for future tournaments so that I can go back and pull those out for future tournaments for the walkthroughs. And then on the weekend round, I'm going to stream the weekend round. And then on the off week, I think I'm going to take Aught back and get all my trophies back. Which will be quite the chore. Let's see what the deal is. All right, let's see if we can get another one. Get another one. See if we can get on these tournament holes. I like to get that hole again right there so that I can work on that max overpower hook shot, so I can see what the deal is. I could go back and watch some prior tournaments and see where I was at. Let's see what ball my opponent brings out I'll pick my ball. I gotta go first. I'm going to bring out. What do I want to bring out here? Bring out a navigator. Yeah, I better bring out a quasar. Right on the transitional line. And I'm going to come out about a ring. Take the wind out. 2, 4, 6, 8. It's about 4 rings. That's 8, 4. It's 4 rings. Got all of it. Let's see how far we can get down that fairway. If you bring out a big ball, you can get all the way down that fairway. That quasar is not going to be enough. It's not enough distance. We need 440, 450. Especially if we're bringing out, what I should have did right there was bring out my big topper, because my big topper has a big dog. It's the only bag that I have that's got a big dog in it. And a big dog when you're playing with a smaller ball will help you out tremendously on that second shot. If you're bringing out a really big ball, I usually play it with a Guardian. Guardian gives me more raw distance than my sniper, and you got really good control with the backspin. 400. Can I even get over to that fairway? Not against a 7-7 headwind. No way in hell. Maybe. Let's try it. That's narrow. And that is right there on it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's 5, 6, 7. Hey. Phone was ringing, trying to turn it off. See if I can even catch the fairway over there. Nope. Didn't think I could, but it was worth the try. It was worth the old college try. Hello? Hello? Okay. Okay. Your car's here. Okay. Okie dokie. Bye. All right, where were we? Oh, this is going to be a suck shot trying to come in from this angle. I'm right at my transitional line. There is no way. What a dunk shot do I have here? That put me in the rough if I try a dunk. Let's try the dunk. At minimum club. That's about 2 per ring. I'm going to do a full ring pull. Oh. In the fairway. I hate it when, I don't know if everybody else is experiencing that, but like you'll release and it stops and then it pauses there for a second, like you got some kind of lag, and where I released it looks perfect, and then it's like, no, let's figure this out, and then it goes great. Because where I released it was perfect. I'm not a fan of messing around with those little hillsides. Because if you get anything wrong at all, that ball's going to go straight up in the air and end up in the sand. let's see if my opponent can get up there or if they can demo that. See how high that bounce was. Dun, 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 dun. A wind should not be a factor. Hitting it perfect. In the hole. Birdie. Gave myself a very poor chance for eagle there, but that's all ball dependent. This hole right here, if you're trying to consistently get eagle on this, it's all about ball. And it's all about the helping you out on that second shot. But every single time I come to this hole, I hit that max overpower hook shot. I don't go to that. If you go straight forward, it's going to take 3 shots to get up, and it's super difficult to make the eagle shot from the angle that you're coming in. So now this is one of the holes that we're looking for in the tournament, and this hole takes a very little maneuver. My buddy Hammer and Hank, he calls this the no move hole. Where it puts you when you first land on the hole, you can do a little bit of ball adjustment. Don't move it at all. Adjust for the wind. And that's the spot that he uses. I like to have my white rings wedged up so that the outside of my white ring on both sides is right up against the rough. Takes 1 and a sliver of topspin. Maybe a sliver of right-hand side spin. And I believe we were doing a 10% adjustment on this, but I played this hole where I was super successful and I didn't do any elevation adjustment. And then we got on in the next tournament, and if you didn't do an elevation adjustment, you were in trouble. So I'm not sure how to play this week. So 1 and a sliver of topspin. I'm going not quite right at it. Move that over just a little. And this is one of those holes where you move it to the left and it goes to the right, and you move it to the right and it goes to the left. There's 2-8. I'm going to do a 3-ring pull. Going to be pretty close to 10%. Oh, hit it great. Of course. Why wouldn't I hit it great? What do you mean? Hit it great, and it's right off the cup. I like this hole, though. I think our chances of getting a hole in one here, and what cracks me up about this hole is from where we're landing down there, it's about even with the pin, and where we end up by the cup, we're above the pin. So that's why the elevation adjustment, it looked like on that one, if I'd have hit it perfect, I'd have been right on track, and that was with the 10% adjustment. But I'll have to work that as the week goes on. But I definitely like being down there at the bottom. It only, like I said, it takes very little adjustment, 1 and a sliver topspin. And then the side spin, if you move your ball guide to the right, the tail actually, instead of moving to the right, it actually waggles to the left. And if you move it to the left, it waggles to the right. So to get yourself online, you may have to put a little teeny bit of side spin on one side or the other just to line it up to the hole, but it takes very little maneuver. All right, that was, how much time will we spend there? It was 40 minutes of some Tour 6 play. We got some of the tournament holes. Got to take a little bit of a look at them. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.